What's going on, everyone? My name is Johnson, and today's video is going to be a little bit different than what I usually put out. This is a video that I've actually been putting off for a while now in the hopes that Destiny gets better or something along those lines. But the truth is, with the current state of where we're at, it's just not feasible anymore. So today, I want to talk about the current state and my overall future within Destiny 2 content creation. Now, first off, this isn't me saying that I'm quitting Destiny, because it's not. This is also not a video where I am going to be bashing Bungie. This is not me being offensive in a way. This is me trying to give my constructive criticism as best as I possibly can, while giving my input on what I want out of this game and things that I would prefer in the next updates or expansions or whatever the case may be. Because right now, there needs to be a clear line of communication between the community and Bungie, so we do not have these mishaps happen almost every single release. So for many of you guys that are within the Destiny 2 community, you guys might have been seeing the steady decline of Destiny 2 over the last year, with lack of incentives to play the game, balancing issues, rampant cheaters in PvE and PvP, and not to mention feedback not being heard by anyone at Bungie. And it is becoming very clear with their actions right now that they're making this game their secondary priority. Now, in my opinion, I feel like this is all due to them trying to get as much money as they possibly can from Destiny and put all of that money into Marathon, because that is their lifeline as of this point. And to me, this is extremely disappointing. I've been playing Destiny since D1 House of Wolves, and seeing all my friends, fellow creators, and just the overall player base just hate the game is so frustrating, because I know that this game can be much better. A lot of people are not playing anymore because of the uninteresting content, the time gating of different exotic quests and different events altogether, the extreme time commitments that we have to put in to just get a certain power level, and not to mention we just recently got Ashen Iron, which was by far one of the worst updates within Destiny 2 history. And that's saying something, because Curse of Osiris was released. Now, for me personally, the reason why I feel that Ashen Iron was such a major failure was due to Bungie making all these promises and essentially glossing it up to make Ashen Iron look perfect. But the truth is, these promises and guarantees that they tried to make, they couldn't keep a single one of them. Not to mention, the actual update released with a horrible activity called Reclaim, which, if I'm being honest, is just the nether activity from Episode Heresy. But instead of us going on the Dreadnought, we were in a D1 Rise of Iron location, which was the Plaguelands. To me, this just felt like a giant nostalgia trip, so they could get people to come in on day one and have very high numbers, which sucks. For a lot of the players that just play for the loot and don't really play for the story or any of the environments, the brand new activity only gave us a total of 6 new weapons to chase, 2 updated ones, and a new set of armor with new armor set bonuses. And if I'm being completely honest, a majority of that wasn't even that good. I've been seeing all throughout Reddit, from Twitter, YouTube comments, that they, one, do not care about the loot, don't care about the grind currently within the game right now, and on top of that, they continuously feed into the Eververse store, which makes things 10 times worse for Bungie. Now, you might ask me about my opinions for the power leveling. I don't think it's realistically the biggest issue for me, only because back in the day, power leveling was a very common thing, but not to the extent that it is now. So I do understand the issue that we currently have with the power leveling system. I've been speaking to a lot of the creators within the space and some of my friends to kind of give an idea of what they would rather see out of the power leveling system. And a lot of people just said mainly the resetting of each expansion. If they want to go through with having a soft reset, that is perfectly fine, but instead of us dropping back down to 200, make the max cap 400, and whenever we get the update, make that 450. So realistically, we would only go down about 50 levels, and if we wanted to go back up, we have the chance to, and it wouldn't be as hard as it is going up another 150 levels that we are currently at. Now, for me personally, what I want to see out of the game is I just want to see better loot. I'm tired of seeing some of these weapons be brought into the game and no one use them. Plus, I'm tired of seeing a lot of the old weapons be brought back into the game. Now, this isn't me saying that I don't want to see old weapons be brought back. I just personally would rather have newer weapons rather than continuously bring back old weapons. The only old weapons that I would love to see come back are the old Season of the Forge weapons. So you have things like Kindred Orchid, Harara's Gaze, and Ringing Nail, to name a few. But that's not the only thing that I have an issue with. I also would love to see new armor sets be added in, but actually have them be beneficial to the player so we can make builds around them. I would rather have something that I can build into for grenades, health, weapons, whatever the case may be, make them feel beneficial to actually run instead of us constantly getting the same thing where if we pick up an orb of power, we get a brick of ammo, or defeats with a freshly reloaded weapon heals you. Just personally to me, some of these aren't really beneficial. Yes, they do add minor benefits, but when it comes down to build crafting, they really need to go all out for some of these armor sets, because then it would give us some sort of reason to go for some of these armor set bonuses, which could probably change the game in a lot of different builds. Another thing that I would love to see as well are new supers for the darkness subclasses. For stasis, I would love to see a Titan stasis one-off super where he literally picks up an iceberg, chucks it at an enemy, and it does massive amounts of damage and slows nearby targets within the vicinity. And then for Strand, I would really love to see something for the Warlocks that is somewhat reminiscent of Reaper from Overwatch, where they are just basically throwing a bunch of arcane needles all around in a circle while simultaneously spinning. Or maybe even a Hunter one-off super where they throw a giant rope dart and it tangles the entire target, doing massive amounts of DOT damage. Something reminiscent of Gathering Storm for Arc. Something along those lines would be very beneficial for the game, and it would actually make of both Stasis and Strand feel much more lively. What they could also do is add a few more aspects and fragments to both the Strand and Stasis subclasses. And one of the major things that I do want to see a return on is, without a doubt, bring back the raid and dungeons into the portal. Right now in the current game, there is no reason to even remotely run any of the raids or dungeons because they do not drop tiered gear. There's no real reason to collect a lot of this gear because most of them we already have craftable. Overall, that is what I would love to see from the game instead of us getting all of these updates that realistically provide no benefit. But truthfully, what sucks about this entire thing and about the current state that we're in is that Bungie does have the tools and the creative power to fix this game. Stop being stubborn. Just listen to us as the community. The more we talk, the more we will figure out what we want out of this game and make things better. I want this game to thrive just as much as any other person that has played this game before wants it to. But again, you continuously prove to us that you only want to increase your revenue and overall net worth rather than make the community happy and try to make a product that you actually are proud of. Yes, I know Bungie is a business and they are constantly trying to make money, but you can still be a business and satisfy your customers at the same time. So many other companies have been able to do this and have stood the test of time. Obviously, I do want this game to succeed at some point, but as of right now, turning this game on is just a hassle, and I can't keep neglecting myself just to make a few videos. So, as of right now, I will be slowing down on my Destiny 2 content for a little bit. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this isn't me stepping away from Destiny entirely, but you might see an upload once or twice a week on here. But the truth is, I really do want to start making Borderlands 4 content, kind of like how I do my weapon reviews on both my TikTok and on my shorts. So if you are interested in Borderlands 4 content, definitely would recommend you stay along for the ride and make sure you are subscribed so you won't miss it. So if you guys have any ideas or changes that you would love to see done to Destiny, leave them down below. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Later, Guardians.